Because I was going to ask, think about how many things you largely ignore just because you're trying to get that, just because you're trying to bed that woman, just because you're trying to bone her. Like you might ignore a lot of things that you and waste your time. Because even if you did get that, even if you did get you know what I mean, get the box, that means you had to deal with a lot of different stuff with that chick beforehand. Maybe she was a little more argumentative. Maybe she was got on your nerve a little bit. Maybe she didn't talk to you enough.
Yeah, this is don't seem like something I'm interested in at all. Like retention, I don't want nothing to do with that. Like I live in Atlanta. There's women all over here. Like this is a no go for me. I think it's a rumor. I've had sex and went to the gym and had a great workout. Like this is a rumor. I think a lot of guys use this as an excuse, like when they're going through a drought, I'm doing semen retention. Nah, you just not getting no shorties right now. That's just what it is. But I'm not interested in this at all. And this seems like something that'd be very difficult for the young guys. Like if you in college or you in high school, like how you gonna do this? It's like a free for all in college. So this seems like something very, very difficult to do for the younger guys.
This is interesting, man. What you got on the Sweeney?
I actually was thinking about this from an interesting perspective, right? So I've seen not only did the video in the video the guy spoke very strongly about semen retention, but Luis did as well. And I seen the fellas nodding their heads. And it got me to thinking, if we need semen retention, if that's something that we think that we should value, does that mean, and he brought up emotion, he said sexual emotions. Does that mean that men are emotionally affected by sex or the lack thereof?
The lack the lack of sex affects men. Like if you're not getting none, that's when you get mad, you get frustrated, you easily triggered. When you have sex, you chilling. After you bust, you good. You can focus. You can write your paper.
And then
Yeah, yeah, young blood. I don't know. I had a old dog walking chick, and I regret it every time I think about it. Yeah, there's sometimes you might regret some of the women you might have been with. I know for me.
That's true. I ain't
and
gonna
then
lie.
also, does that throw a monkey wrench in the idea of post nut clarity?
Maybe not. Maybe you just think clearly in general. If you
That's what I'm saying. So like, because if we're saying this, if we're saying that you can move better, you can think better, you know what I mean, you can accomplish hundreds of things in a day, you can become a better man, then doesn't that also mean that you can possibly find a better woman if you by choice abstain from, you know what I mean, ejaculating or having sex with a woman and you kind of think of her from a different perspective? I'm just saying. I'm just
No,
asking.
no. When you
I
bust,
think
your
that's
mind is
possible for
clear.
sure.
Your mind is clear. After you bust, you can think clearly. So you see the world from what it really is. When you didn't bust, you confused. You don't have no clarity. You gotta let go of that so you can see what's really going on.
Sweeney, you asked a very complex, in-depth, important question. I don't give a shit though. I never want to find out. You're never gonna have a testimony about what you just asked, bro. I'm never gonna have one.
Hey, there ain't no wrong
I
answer
think
to
there's
the
a point to
question.
that, though. I think there's a point to that. I think the question, has some merit because, a lot of times, from a religious perspective, right? When people are trying to build a, I guess, more spiritual relationship, a lot of times a part of that process is abstaining from sex for a while to build a more, emotional, I guess, or intellectual connection. I don't know how viable it is, but I think it sounds like it could make sense. If you're meeting somebody under the pretext that you want to bust a nut, and once you bust a nut, of course, nut clarity or whatever the case is going to be like, yo, post nut clarity. There we go. Of course, post nut clarity is going to tell you like, I don't really like this person because you was only in it to get a nut. But then if you're not really focused on nothing, you might really be more focused on finding someone that aligns with like, your time, the type of things you like to do, your interests, you might have more fun with them just on a innocent kind of level, you know what I'm saying? So I could see the benefit of that.
Because I was going to ask, think about how many things you largely ignore just because you're trying to get that, just because you're trying to bed that woman, just because you're trying to bone her. Like you might ignore a lot of things that you and waste your time. Because even if you did get that, even if you did get you know what I mean, get the box, that means you had to deal with a lot of different stuff with that chick beforehand. Maybe she was a little more argumentative. Maybe she got on your nerve a little bit. Maybe she didn't talk to you enough. You know what I mean? All of us has been there. All of us have been there where there was that one chick where you was like, damn, she fine as hell. But she may have had a little more attitude on it than your other, you know what I mean? But maybe if you, this is just me asking, if you had that semen retention mindset, maybe you would have caught that a lot sooner. Be like, you know what? I ain't got to deal with her at all. You just skip right past the attitude and you find, you know what I mean? And I'm just asking.
I think there's some truth to that though, because like I've seen a meme definitely where it's like, you know, a dude sent the girl a text and then he was up waiting for the text and he ended up like beating off. So like she texts him back, but he's fast asleep. He's not even thinking about shorty. So I think that makes sense.
But you just said he beat off, bro. So that kind of
no. But what I'm saying is, if he wasn't even trying to get the nut and the nut isn't even the focus on his mind, then I could see the same outcome happening. Like I don't really need to talk to you right now. I'm not really trying to get a nut right now. So what am I wasting my time with you for? Whereas this other girl over here might actually be fun to talk to. So he might be like, hey, why am I going to talk to this girl? She got a fat ass, but I don't need a nut right now. But this girl's interesting.
What you're saying, I agree with, but I think it's different from what he's talking about. He's talking about not getting a nut. I'm saying like what you saying, bro. At one point, when I was about to hook up with chicks when I was younger, I would, you know what I'm saying? I would get me one by myself, and that determined what I was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? If I was gonna go get up with her or not. And I think that's completely different from what he's saying. He's talking about it ain't no nut. You know what I'm saying? You just, you know what I'm saying? And to Sweeney, to you, bro, if there's no prospect to getting the coochie, I'm not fucking with her. Period. None of them. So in that case, I wouldn't fuck with no chick. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit. I mean, hey, like I said, there's no wrong answer to this. I was just asking questions.
I know Ricky been sitting back.
So under that mindset, is the only value to these ladies the coochie? Is that the only thing that they bring to the table?
I'm just listening.
I'm saying with that mindset, because he's saying like, you know, if he couldn't smash, he wouldn't be interested in them, right? So I'm saying like, with that mindset, is that the only thing that the ladies are bringing? Is the coochie? Like, is that the only thing we like about them? Is the coochie? That's it?
But it enhances everything else. Everything else is only interesting if I'm trying to get the coochie.
Interesting.
So, I mean, you know, who wants a steak with no salt and pepper? You know what I'm saying? You know, that steak.
It's just meat. It's just meat at that point. You know what I'm saying?
My shit.
I'm not eating steak without salt and pepper.
Only saturate on that shit, bro.
Hey, whatever works for you, man. Shit, I ain't trying to count with no man nut going. Hey, if that works for you to focus, hey, knock yourself out, kiddo. But if that was the case, you know, all the monks would be head of Fortune 500 companies. You see what I'm saying? It's just about, I mean, discipline shouldn't take you not nutting. You're supposed to have discipline in the first place. You see what I'm saying? The same way you can accomplish that by not nutting. You can accomplish that by nutting. It's all time and how you spend it, right? But I want to address that tantric bullshit. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Ain't no way you just let me stick the head in, nigga. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You nutting. I seen this.
No. Well, tantric sex is about not nutting to have a better nut later.
Right. But
so it's like delaying the nut for like a super
nut. But you're gonna nut, nigga. Let's keep it a bean. Right. So it's like I seen this thing on Instagram today. This girl says she's a sexually active virgin.
What? I don't understand. My brain doesn't.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying, right? As far as the tantric stuff, right?
Someone in the chat said edging. I think that's what it's called, edging. What I was talking about. It's kind of this tantric. It's kind of like edging. Yeah.
That's right. A sexually active virgin. She says she's a virgin, but she's sexually active. That's what tantric sex sounds like. We fucking, but not really. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, she giving head.
That's what I was thinking.
She taking it in the back door and giving head. That's what she doing.
I was just about to say that.
She doing what the Catholic school girls do.